Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajazz, creator of Pinoy Tech Dad. Today we're going to be talking about a very affordable tablet. This is the Blackview Tab 10. And let me tell you why I really like this tablet, especially for its price.
All of my friends say, girl, you better take care.
Alright, so what we have here is a 10-inch tablet and it's really affordable, guys. It costs about $250 if you're gonna buy this internationally, and then you can get this in the Philippines for about 9,000 pesos. And what's really nice is if you check out the link in the description box, I have special vouchers for you guys so you can get discount for this. But anyway, let's move on and check out a quick unboxing on this so you guys would have an idea of what's included in the package.
I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too. I just can't quit you now cause I love you. Yes, I do.
So this is a massive 10-inch tablet and it looks a lot like a slab, but that's pretty much how all tablets are these days. You can see that it has a plain back finish here. You have one camera right here. This is a 13 megapixel camera. And then of course on the front, we have an 8 megapixel camera. You can use this for Zoom meetings. And then on the top side, we have the USB-C charging port. It's a little bit awkward that it's positioned on the top. And then on the bottom, we have the power button and then the volume rockers. On the left side, you have a dual speaker setup. And then you can also see that there are connector pins right here on the left side as well. These connectors are where you're gonna place your keyboard dedicated for the Tab 10, but unfortunately, they didn't send me any keyboard for this one. So later on in the video, I'm gonna show you an alternative of how you can use a keyboard and pair it with the Tab 10. Software-wise, this comes with Android 11 out of the box. And then they do have their custom UI, which is very fluid, but overall there's nothing to write home about it. It's just an okay experience with their software. Not much bloatware here, but there are some few games that were pre-installed. My little girl went to playing them right away. So yeah, that's just to give you an idea of what you can expect with the Tab 10 or the pre-installed programs. But overall, they did try to keep it as close to stock Android experience. I really like that and I really appreciate that. Now, let's go ahead and talk about performance. So this was able to get 98,163 Antutu benchmark points. And that's to be expected because the processor that they put here is a little bit outdated and it's not really the top of the line thing or not even a mid-range processor. But most tablets at this price point really don't bother putting the best processors that they can. Of course, they're gonna lose money if they do that. But regardless, at the end of the day, I think what's most important is the actual user experience. So even though we did get a little low in terms of Antutu benchmark points, you can still expect a lot of good performance from this tablet. I'm telling you already from my experience, I've been using this for a few weeks now and I've had no issues whatsoever when it comes to performance. I wasn't really using this tablet for heavy usage. I was just using this for Zoom meetings and I was letting my kid use this for playing some of her games. And then my wife was also using this for browsing social media and then reading some ebooks. So if that is the main goal or the main use case for your tablet, then this is going to be a great purchase for you because there's really no issue that you'll encounter with this one when it comes to its overall performance if again you're going to use it for those kinds of apps. But if you are coming in hot and expecting to be able to play some hardcore games on this, then you might be in for a rude awakening because again, you can't expect to play heavy games on this one. And another thing that I really love about the Tab 10 is you can make this basically as your phone. So it does have a SIM card slot and you can see that I inserted the Dito SIM that I have. Shout out to Sir Richmond for sending this to me. And you can also expand its memory up to 128 gigabytes. Now 128 gigabytes is a little too small in terms of memory expansion, but it is what it is. Now, no one is stopping you from using this as your main phone, but I just have to tell you that you're gonna be typing with your two hands. But hey, if that tickles your fancy, no one should be able to stop you from doing so. So imagine this is your phone. You'll be answering calls like this. Hey, what's up? I'm just kidding. It does have a 10-inch huge display. So if you're going to be using this for watching movies, watching videos, you're not going to have any issues. But the display, of course, is not the best display out there, but the colors are actually vibrant. They're a little bit saturated for my taste, but for most casual users out there, it's going to be a great looking display. However, there is one slight issue when it comes to the display. As you can see, when we do turn on the display back from being turned off or sleep mode, you can see the display is at 100% brightness. And it's a little bit annoying because even if you set the brightness maybe down to 70%, when you turn it off and turn it back on, the lock screen will display at 100% no matter what. So hopefully Blackview will address this and fix this, because if you're gonna be using this in a dark room, or if you're gonna be using this at nighttime and everybody's sleeping, then the experience will be a little bit jarring. And by the way, this was pointed out by my friend Sulit Tech Reviews. If you guys want to see an in-depth Filipino review of the Blackview Tab 10, go ahead and check out his video. So that's about it for the overall experience that I had with the Blackview Tab 10's display. The 10-inch display is actually really sufficient, especially if you're just going to use this for Zoom meetings, or if you're going to type some Word documents here, it's going to be enough. Let's briefly talk about gaming experience here. Of course, you can run some games on this. I was able to play Mobile Legends on this, and I didn't even bother playing Genshin Impact on this because I knew that I wouldn't have a really great time with this. The processor, again, is not very powerful, but it is powerful enough to run your MOBA games. So if you're gonna play Mobile Legends on this, or if you're gonna play Wild Rift on this, be my guest, but I don't think it's a really nice experience playing on something this big when it comes to MOBA games, unless you're used to that. But mostly this has been relegated to a gaming device for my child. So if you can see the display on this, you can see that there are tons of kids games installed on this. So it is a nice distraction, or maybe a reward for your kid if she's been doing really great in school, or maybe doing something good at home. Then you can reward her and let her play for a few hours. And we don't really let her play for a long time, but every time she's been playing on the tablet, she's been learning and having a lot of fun. So if you're a parent like me, you can let your kids use this for a little bit. When it comes to battery, I am a bad gauge for the battery usage on the Tab 10, but I'm checking out the data on this. I've been using this since 4 days ago. So the last time I was able to charge this was 4 days ago, and we still have 19%. But you have to take note that I really haven't been using this a lot. This is just something that we use on and off in the household. So whenever we do think of using this, we know that it's gonna be there. But this does have a 7,480 milliamp hours of battery, and that's a lot. But also you have to take note that this has a huge display. So all of that battery can be easily drained if you keep turning this on the whole time, because the display is so huge, it needs a lot of power. But overall, I'm really satisfied with my battery experience on this. Now, as for the charging time, I think it took me almost close to 3 hours to fully charge this, but that's to be expected because it does have a really huge battery capacity. All right, so let me just quickly talk about the camera, and let me give you some context as well. You're not getting a tablet because of its camera quality. You're getting a tablet because of its big display. And that's it. So if you want a device that has a really great camera, this is not gonna be for you. It does produce decent quality photos. If you are gonna use this just for taking photos of your family, your friends, your pets, your plants, or whatever you fancy, then this is good enough. The front camera is just decent. You can use it for your Zoom meetings. One thing you need to remember if you're gonna be using this for your Zoom meetings is that you should be in a well-lit area, because if you're in an area with very poor lighting, then the image quality will quickly degrade. So I mentioned earlier that this does have a keyboard that is meant for the Tab 10, but I don't have it. So my other option for you guys, if you want to check this out, is to use the Ajazz K620T. I'll leave the links in the description box so you guys can check that out as well. But this is a great option if you are looking for a keyboard that is meant to be paired with your tablet, because you can see here that it already has a tablet holder, or you can even put your phones here. So if you want to use something like this and pair it with your tablet or your phones, you can get this and use this. So why do I think the Blackview Tab 10 is a nice purchase? Well, first off, of course, is the price. You can get this at only 9,000 pesos here in the Philippines. What's even better is that I have discount vouchers in the description box. So don't forget to check that out if you are gonna get the Blackview Tab 10. But yeah, generally, this is just a really great device for its price point, especially because you can also use this as your phone. Now, the only downside, of course, is that you can't bring it anywhere you wanna go because, again, it's a little bit too bulky. Another nice thing with the Blackview Tab 10 is that it already comes with a free leather case. So you have a leather cover here that can also transform into a stand, and then you also have a rubber back protector. So it's a really nice overall deal for the Blackview Tab 10, and this is definitely something that I can highly recommend to parents like me who are looking for tablets for their kids for their online classes, or if you're just a regular employee who needs something to use for their daily work, for their daily grind. You don't want to spend a huge amount of money for a laptop, if you don't want to spend a huge amount of money building your own PC, this can be a temporary medium for your work. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell button so you can watch more videos like this in the future. That's it for today, guys. Keep safe and have a great day.
All of my friends say, girl, you better take care, 'cause that man is trouble, you best beware. And though deep down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't